Shades of Vengeance presents A Very Trout Christmas.
It was the early hours of the morning, and the great city of Yarnolth lay still, covered in a thick layer of snow. A few windows were already illuminated, but the streets were empty. Even the merchants had not yet begun to prepare their stalls for the day. Professor Wilton-Smythe's residence was a humble one. Despite being a respected academic, the patronage he earned was not even close to sufficient for one of the grander houses in the city. The house was dark, though the fireplace was still warm, and papers were scattered on the nearby rug, a clear sign that Anne Trout, his apprentice, had been working late into the night. A loud banging on the door broke the peaceful silence. In response, a crash sounded from a small room next to the kitchen, and punctuated by a yelp and a chain of swear words, a diminutive form emerged. Anne's mop of brownish hair was matted from sleep, and covered her face as she shuffled to the door in her oversized nightgown, opening it just wide enough to shout through.
Perhaps you didn't read the signs, but we are not interested in any kind of surveys, new charitable work, or a new set of tableware.
Upon attempting to slam the door after her outburst, however, she discovered a snow-covered boot prevented her from doing so.
Well, you must be the new apprentice.
Anne, rubbing her eyes with her left hand, opened the door wider and peered out at the people standing outside. The group was made up of 2 tall men and 3 women, all with similarly sour expressions on their faces.
I am? What do you want?
One of the women, short, plump and blonde, brandished a book in the door's general direction.
How dare you publish something like this? It's almost Christmas. Have you any idea what you are doing to the children? Have you no shame?
Oh, right, Black Peter. Yeah, that was a tough one, let me tell you. The professor made me walk all the way to the library in Eelsridge to get some dusty old manuscripts. And even after I got back, they took days to get through. Awful handwriting, just awful.
We don't care about that. You publish this as part of your children's selection. A book about an angry imp which kills children at Christmas.
It's an elf, not an imp.
What's all this ruckus?
Anne looked to her left to see Professor Wilton-Smythe standing next to her.
What do you lot want?
An explanation for this. Our children are terrified of Christmas, all because of this stupid little fairy tale of yours.
Professor Wilton-Smythe raised a bushy eyebrow and crossed his arms.
Fairy tale? You dare call months and months of painstaking research a fairy tale? These, my good woman, are facts. Facts and nothing but the truth. I can only suggest that you do not allow your children to listen to such highly scientific works if they cannot handle the truth. Now, get going. I don't have time for your pribble-prabble.
The short, stout man, who had hitherto stood at the back of the group, stepped forward.
Be that as it may, Professor Wilton-Smythe, I feel I should introduce myself. My name is Lyford, and I represent the Yarnolth Scholarly Standards Committee in this matter. Myself and my colleagues have been sent here in response to complaints raised by several citizens. We have come here with the primary plaintiffs, but make no mistake. We are here on behalf of dozens of worried parents across the city and beyond. We need to speak with you about the future of your publications.
Professor Wilton-Smythe leaned heavily against the doorframe.
I see.
You are, as of this moment, on probation. All future publications will have to go through a thorough approval procedure.
My work, the nobles, the king, he...
We are well aware of the origin of your patronage, Professor, but the people of Yarnolth are sick and tired of your fantasies and the terror they cause within the population.
Watching Professor Wilton-Smythe continue to splutter, he tipped his hat.
If you will send a proof of your next work to our office, we will arrange for the review to begin as soon as is practical. We guarantee to finish within a year of submission.
Anne was shocked into speech.
A year? But the rent, we can't...
The tall man nearest the door just grinned triumphantly at her as he stepped back. Lyford turned to leave, paused for a moment, and added,
I wish you both a nice day and a Merry Christmas.
Anne and the Professor retreated quietly into the house, and barely had the door closed before the academic lost his calm.
How dare they? How dare they? Calling my research fantasies! Bloody nimrods! And they call themselves scholars!
Maybe the cover should have been more... dark? It did have the bright colours usually associated with a children's book.
Those are painted by Luciano Pavarotti, the only man to witness Black Peter's gruesome deeds and live to tell of them. Who better?
Well, surely, when they check everything out, confirm everything by repeating our research, we can...
Ha! Don't make me laugh. They wouldn't know research if a reference book hit them square in the face. In A Very Trout Christmas, the narrator was Patrick Lamb. Anne Trout was played by Heike Pravitzer. The Angry Father by Lucas Fermaniak. The Hysteric Mother by Molly Corbett. Professor Wilton-Smythe by Ed Jowett. And Lyford by Adam Durgeman. A Very Trout Christmas was written by Heike Pravitzer and Ed Jowett for The Era Zone Issue 4. Audio production, along with additional sound effects and soundscaping, were by Corbinian Broy. This audio story was produced by Heike Pravitzer. Era Lyres and A Very Trout Christmas are copyright Shades of Vengeance Limited, all rights reserved.